Hello, living in Boulder, April 27th, 2018, 19. It's Saturday, 2019 at 1:13 p.m. So, yesterday I kind of hit a snafu, and I think that's what caused me to stay up all night. That's why I'm getting up, not until 1. What happened was, after my day, I realized that I wasted like the last 5 days, like totally wasted the last 5 days of my life, because the last 5 days I've been converting all of my chapters of my books into files. That's the only way that I know how to have files on my phone, like even if I'm offline. Which is the only way that I want to do it, because when I'm out riding my bike and running and stuff, and also so I can put stuff on my phone, on my Apple Watch, and my my iPad for swimming. But oh my God, I'm so stupid. This is my fault. I spent like 2 full days completely doing it, like 18 hours a day doing it. I got 624 files on my phone, and that's not including the ones that I haven't had a chance to drag, because it was still a couple days after that, so it was like 1,000 that I did, where I had to go through all the motion, select all, convert into file, because I was doing it, and I went to myself, you know what, I'm doing the trial version, something doesn't seem right. But I thought that when I got the trial version, I looked at the MP3 converter, and I made sure and I read through it, because I saw in the trial version video, they put a watermark over it. But I went and I looked and I read through trial version audio, and I didn't see anything. But I went, wait, let me look again, because it doesn't seem, if they're going to do it, if they're going to make the trial version not do it right on video, then why would they do it on audio? So I made a double check and went, okay, wait. And it said right there, right under it said, trial version in audio only does 1/2. I went, oh my God. Oh my God, I just missed the last 5 days of my life. I was creating a half version. That's why they were converting so quickly. I was like really happy with how fast the new Movavi 15 is so fast. It converts so fast. That's because it was only converting half of it. I made a 12-hour playlist for my for music, and I went on a ride the other day. It was my very first ride, and it was a 3-hour ride. And when I looked at the song that I made, the long playlist song of all these songs together, it showed that it was halfway through. And part of my brain went, wait, halfway through, it should be a quarter of the way through, because I went on a 3-hour ride and the mix is 12 hours. I should have registered it then, but I didn't. So that's kind of my weakness. I have a couple of weaknesses. One of them is sometimes I look right at something and I don't see it. The other day, I was looking for my video camera. I wanted to film myself swimming, and I have a regular video camera and a tripod, and I was looking all over my house for it, all over my room, and I looked on my my shelf over there, my bookshelf, and right on the top of the shelf is where I remembered putting it. I was like, oh man, I remember seeing my video camera. I remember putting my video camera right there, and I look under the shelf, and I look over the house, and I'm freaking out, and then, I tear open my house, I tear open everything, and I was like, oh no, what the hell? After like a half hour looking or whatever, it was right on top. It was on a tripod, like a museum piece, right on top of the shelf. I looked right at it, and I didn't see it. So, it's the same thing happened again. I saw, it said 1/2. So anyways, I freaked out. I was yelling and just freaking out. I didn't want to disturb the neighbors. I mean, it wasn't late yet. It was only like 8 or 9 or whatever when that happened. But, oh my God, I was so stressed out. So I just, whenever that happens, I go, oh my God, it's to do. So I just started converting again. I started from scratch, and I was just working all night long. And then all the stress and the work gave me insomnia. And so and then I was just laying there like until sunrise. And then sunrise came and I said, you know what? I've been up way too long. I was tired from exercising. And so I needed a little bit of shut-eye. I needed some REM, you know, even if it was just a little bit, I needed some sleep or else I was going to be able to function today. So I closed my eyes and I managed to, I get to that. And I had a dream. I never remember my dreams because I smoke so much weed, but the weed is slowly leaving my blood system. It's going to take like 3 months, but if I'm exercising all the time, it'll take less. But yeah, I did have a dream. And now in my vlogs, I can actually share my dreams. I had a dream that I was in a foreign country and I was trying to get home and I needed to know where to go. And I wasn't, I was worried I wasn't gonna be able to do it because, I never travel. I'm just stuck in my room. So anything that I do, I'm like, it's like new for me, So I was like, oh no. And a lot of stuff happened, I was in lots of interesting places. The last thing that remember I was hanging out with I think it was a third world country, and I was hanging out with talking to some dude who had a gun, and he was a gangbanger. I think he was a murderer. But he was he was like being my friend, and kind of, it was weird. And, but I set an alarm to get somewhere, and I think I was going to do it anyway. And then I changed the dreams, or I woke up. But, yeah, I can't wait to start talking about my dreams over here. So there you go. 5 days of my life down the drain. But, this is how I deal with that. The lesson that I want to take from it is don't be fucking stingy with yourself. I should have just bought the goddamn program. It was only $80 for 2 computers. I can afford that right now. So stupid. And I need that if it's gonna take me forever to convert all these things, and I'll be converting stuff for songs forever. So for me to think that I'm not going to need the trial version is ridiculous. It was so stupid, so stupid. So that's one lesson that I took for it. Don't be frickin' stingy with yourself. Next lesson is don't be in such a rush. If I wasn't in such a rush trying to get ahead of myself, I'm always getting ahead of myself, which makes me skip steps, like trying to get out of the house real quick and then I don't get everything. Yesterday, I was in a rush to get out of the house, and I put my bike pump inside of my bag, which I normally do, but I put it on upside down. So the actual pump part came extended, and then just from the rattling, even though all I did was ride across town and back, the rattling knocked the handle off of the pump. So now I have to go buy another bike pump. And I should have known that. That was obvious. So anyways, when I haven't done anything, I've been outside or been sober for years and years, and so I guess it makes sense to think that, I'm going to be a little bit loopy. I'm going to be making, decisions like that a lot. So whatever. So today before I go on a ride, I have to remember to go buy another pump. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. But whatever, it costs money to do stuff. I'll make money. Let me tell you my plans to make money. I've never made a single penny on my website, and I haven't made money in YouTube for a few months back. I got $100, exactly $100. I was paid exactly 1 year after the last time I got paid. So I made exactly $100 on Google from YouTube. But I've never made anything on my website, and I think that's because I have too many photos that aren't stock photos on my website, and I got demonetized. So instead of using Google, because I don't trust Google, for ads on my website, I think they demonetize me. Even though 22% of the traffic on my website, because the thing actually showed on analytics, it said, hey, look, 22% of my traffic is from the Google interior website. They have their own website that Google employees can use, and I guess the rules are different for them or whatever. I don't know what the deal is, but people on their Google website then access my website. And so 22% of the people on my website are from Google. And if I look on analytics location, yeah, about a quarter of the viewers. I get about 2,000 people a day on my website, and about 500 of those, about half of those are in American, and about half of Americans are from Silicon Valley. So all those Asperger guys in Silicon Valley are like taking notes off my website. But still, they demonetize me. They don't want me to make money. But I have money. I make money. God gives me money, just enough money to survive, not a penny more. So I'm all right as of now. But my plan to make money in the future so I can be a professional triathlete is, well, I guess once I train, I could try to get sponsorship like everybody else does it. But also, I want to make money on my website. I have to, once I get 100,000 page views a month. I'm at 71,000 page views now, and it just fluctuates between 70 and 75. It's not really rising. But as soon as I tie up loose ends on my website and explain stuff and fix links, then I can and finish stuff, which is a lot of work. It's probably a few years away, but then I can advertise my website, and then I can get it up to that 100,000, and then I can use AdThrive. And AdThrive actually already told me that they would do business with me, and then I can make money that way, and then I can go to the triathlons and buy triathlon bike and all that stuff. So, so yesterday I was gonna, day before yesterday I went on a 50-mile ride, and yesterday my body still is not is not capable of eating. So yesterday I got up, and day before yesterday, the day I went on the 50-mile bike ride, the only thing that I ate the entire day was 3 bean burritos, microwave bean burritos. And I had a little bit of goo on my ride, but barely any, because I look at the goo thing and it looked pretty much the same as the full goo. So I only ate 3. Went on a 50-mile ride and I only ate 3 bean burritos. That's all I had for food. So I got up yesterday morning and I wasn't really hungry, but I knew that I wasn't going to it was going to be really hard for me to put anything in. Because day before yesterday, when I had my 3 burritos for breakfast, it took like a half hour to eat. I had to bite some and then drink a bunch of water. It was kind of like if you're trying to eat when you're stoned off your ass and your mouth can't salivate. It was like that. I think I've done so much weed over the last few years that I did damage to my salivatory glands, and so anyway, yesterday I felt the same way, and so my mom came over and brought over these nice navy blue covers for my couches, and so we put them on my couch, and then I said, "Yo, can we go get breakfast?" And she's like, "Okay." So we went down to Dot's Diner, and I had a waveless rancheros, which is the perfect thing to eat for me if I can't, because it's nice and moist. Perfect thing for me to eat if I can't eat. So I had the huevos, and that was the only thing that I ate yesterday, was the huevos rancheros, until late at night, like 10 o'clock at night, when I went to the supermarket because there's no food left in my house. And I got a bunch of fruit juices. That's kind of what I've been living on. I get those thick fruit juices, like Naked fruit juice, but not Naked because they're $8 each. If I get Boathouse Farms, and there's another one, Odwalla, those are only $5. So I get those, and I just live off those, and that's pretty much good enough for me. I barely eat because I don't move. I haven't moved for years. So then I was going to go on a ride. I wanted to ride up Flagstaff. Seems like a nice thing to do. But day before yesterday, when I went on my 50-mile ride, my knee was blown. It was like my whole knee, and also my leg. The muscles up my leg, up and down my leg, were also like sore. Not muscle sore, but sore as in from injury knee and just lack of exercise, like puffy and whatever. So I was riding up the hill, and I made it almost to Chautauqua, but I realized I could barely push on my pedal because my knee was totally blown to hell. It was excruciatingly painful just to push down at all on the knee, and I still feel it's like that now. If I went on a ride, I probably wouldn't be able to go up a hill. So I had to come home, and that's when I discovered my pump was messed up. So I rode like 5 miles or whatever yesterday. So then I was going to do my backup plan, which is to swim and go on my very first swim. So I go into my pool, because yesterday is the first day my pool is open in my apartment, and it's nice and warm. It's like 90 degrees, so you don't have to deal with any cold, because my pain tolerance is really low, and I don't have confidence right now because I'm older. I have that age mental block on me, and I just don't want to go through any pain, so cold water would not be good for me. That's why I turned around just a little bit up going up to Jamestown the other day. It got slightly cold, and I turned around, and then I saw these other people coming up. I'm like, whoa, you like the cold? So anyways, I went swimming, and I managed to do like 83 laps. I swam 1.3 kilometers. And I wasn't doing the flip turn. I tried to do a couple flip turns, but athletic-wise, I can't. I'm not athletic enough. I was getting water in my nose, and then I went, wait, oh, that's right. You're supposed to exhale. So then I started exhaling, but I just was swimming it wrong, and then I didn't have the fitness to hold my breath, so I just started doing regular, where you just touch the wall and then turn that way. And I actually had to hang on and take a few breaths at the end of every lap. And my pool's only 15 meters long. It's a 50-foot pool. So I did it, but then I had to stop swimming because my stomach got bloated. Every time I go swimming, last three times I've been swimming. I went swimming a couple of years ago, and then a few years before that I went swimming. My stomach gets bloated, and so I couldn't swim anymore. So anyways, that's why I stopped swimming after 1.3 kilometers. So I came home and I took a Pepto-Bismol. That's what I take every time after I swim to make my... So I couldn't run because my stomach was way too bloated. So I couldn't do any sport. I could lift weights, but that was when I decided I needed to figure out how to do my Apple Watch, because I saw my Apple Watch showed how many yards I swam, but I wanted to switch it to meters and I didn't know how. So I was like, all right, fuck it. Let's do an Apple Watch tutorial, because I haven't done one of those yet. And I still need to do a tutorial for my bike computer. I still don't know how that works. So that's what I did all night long. I was just doing the Apple Watch tutorial, which is this big hour-long Apple Watch tutorial, and then converting files for my computer. And that's why I was up all night, and that's why it took me until 1 o'clock to get in the morning, in the afternoon to get up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call my mom because she wanted me to help her with something. And then I'm going to go into the pool. My priority is the pool because I need to swim every day, every single day, in order to train my stomach to not basically explode inside of me. Like I ate a whole bunch of uncooked oatmeal and then it just cooks inside my stomach and almost pops my stomach. I need to train my body, and also for the swimming, you know, my body is so sedentary that, see, when I swim, my head goes off to the right. So that means my left arm has to come out, and my left arm, it's really hard to do that catch where the first thing that hits the water. Oh man, look how skinny my arms are. They're like under 13. So my arm hits the water. My hand hits the water first instead of my elbow. And then in order to stretch, but in order to do that, it's hard. I had to force it. And so now my left shoulder's sore. My right shoulder's not sore at all, but my left shoulder's sore. But so anyways, I have to, train my body to swim and maybe even go into the pool not with a full stomach at all, not in my stomach. So that's what I'm gonna do today. Ooh, 17 minutes. So yeah, it's it's difficult to get back into shape. I was never really in shape in the begin with, man. I was all the way through high school and college. I wasn't really in shape. I never really trained that much because my parents never wanted me to, and I went into school makes me depressed, and so I was just like lethargic all through college, and I was a horrible swimmer when I did swim. I did the triathlon. I did the last time I was in college, I did the bike race, and I got dead last. I was the only person to get dropped on the first climb. I ended up finishing the ride, though, because somebody came up, and I just drafted off him. He was a mechanical straggler. And so I finished the ride, but I got dead last. And then the next week later, I did the triathlon, even though I got dead last in the bike race because I wasn't training at all because I was depressed. This angel came to me and said, you do the triathlon. If you do the triathlon, I give you omnipotence. So I was like, okay. So I do the triathlon, but I wasn't fit enough to get all the way to the end. So I had to rest halfway through the pool and then at the end of the pool. And they kicked me out 2 laps early. Somehow I got 11th place, though, out of 22 in the elite category. And then there were another 22 in novice. So out of like 44, I got 11th. I don't know how that happened. I think I made my time up in the run. But yeah, so I've never really been all that fit, so my body, I kind of need to program it from scratch. So anyways, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just focus on doing the swimming. And then I don't know if I'll have the money to do the triathlon to this year, any triathlons, because I think I might blow the last penny that I have on the swimming in the reservoir. I want to swim in the reservoir every 2 days a week for an hour and a half in the morning, but they're not emailing me back. You have to email somebody, and they're not emailing me back. So I'm going to call the reservoir on Monday and see if there's somebody who I can call, and because I'm trying to get the early bird, and if not, I'll just whatever. If I have to, I'll pay the $300. Early bird's $270. But if I can't afford the triathlon, on the day of the triathlon, I was thinking about doing it anyway. I don't know if there's a law against that. You just show up. Maybe you put a fake number on so nobody bothers you. and you have my mom hold my bike instead of put it on the rack and just do it anyway. Or I'll just do the triathlon on my own, and then kind of in my mind compare with other people. But I don't want to. Yeah. So anyways, that's what I'm gonna do. Oh my God, 20 minutes. So yeah, it was a bummer, but I think I bounced back because I was working all night last night, and I did manage to convert a bunch of them back. I wanted to have them all on my phone because yesterday I went, okay, which book do I want to do? You know, I said, okay, choose a 4-hour book. I went into my longest to shortest books on my website, and I chose, you know, a nice book that was 4 hours, but lo and behold, it wasn't on my phone, right? So all these things have to already be on my phone, or I have to, you know, plan B. I could just choose a book first, and then I just could convert it and then transfer it on my phone before I go. You know, that's another thing I can do. But yesterday I was super fired up to start doing book reviews right away, because that's what's going to set me apart. If I do the Bike School Lifestyle, the book review every day from writing, boom, like immediately, just like snapping my fingers, I'm on top of my game. I'm like I'm the master of everybody, because that's the way of the future. Hear me now, quote me later. So anyways, I've been talking way too long. Stay tuned for tomorrow. Hopefully I will have done a successful swim. Maybe at least I could have made 2 kilometers. That's how many miles you have to swim for a triathlon anyway, the 73. I think that's the one I'm going to try. It took me about 45 minutes to do 1.3 kilometers yesterday, but that was a lot of like resting and stuff. Okay. Oh, my earphones kept falling out. I didn't know what the hell was wrong. I was putting them in like this, though. I was forgetting to put them over my ear and in. But they're the ones that came with my iPod Nano, but waterproofed. But I ended up buying another pair of $50 earphones off of Amazon. A different design, the kind that has the hook over the ear. And I was hoping that maybe those would stay in a little bit better. So, okay, so that's that. Peace out.